Good morning, garden friends. So you tried to grow begonia, but then it died. Sorry for that.
So keeping up my promises with you guys, today I want to share to you my top secret how I grow begonias and how I produce large blooms. So buckle up and please stay with me for the entire video.
Tuberous begonia is just one of the more than 100 varieties of the group of begonia cultivar. There are other three out there that I am familiar with foliage interest. One is the angel wing, there's the so-called Rex begonia, which are also beautiful, and then there's begonia maculata. This thrive in a temperature in between the 60s and the 70s.
Tuberous begonia is a shade plant, so it is very critical to put them in the right spot. Tuberous begonia is called tuberous because it is planted from tubers. So by the end of the season, you don't want to throw your pathetic looking spent plant. What I do is I chop off the top, leave some foliage, and then just leave the pot in the coldest part of my garage.
And then the following year, right around mid of February when there's more sunlight, then I push the pot right close to the window where it gets most of the sun.
Then I water the pot a little bit. And when some foliage starts to show up, then I transplant them in a clean, brand new soil. And then when the scare is over, I can now put the pot outside or the starts outside to get some more sun.
I actually use a miracle grow soil. That thing, it's called double bloom miracle grow soil, and it holds up its promise of double bloom. Because look at my pot here, it has a lot of flowers, you guys. When it comes to water type, so people would ask me, how do you water? So this like being moist. So what that means is, yes, you water, but it doesn't like being soggy. So give a break in between watering.
So ideally, tuberous begonias prefers morning sun. So in this spot where I'm hanging the basket, it actually gets 4 hours.
Then it gets double the sunlight in the afternoon. So you see of how there's a hedge here. So it gets kind of sunlight that goes through in between the ripples of foliage of the hedge. So what else? Fertilization. A lot of companies out there try to sell fertilizer, but to me, I follow the rule in my gardening that less is more. And it's the same thing with this baby. What I do is, the miracle grow soil that I'm using, it has already a slow release of fertilizer. So I don't really give fertilizer after that. Of course, I also use during the transplant time, I use a, what do you call that? The powder for growth hormone. I forgot its name. But anyway, yeah, that's all. And then just be consistent with your watering. And then what else? This doesn't really like being moved around. I mean, I know a friend that had problem with mildew. So yeah, it does like consistent sunlight, consistent spot, consistent watering, and you're good to go. Another thing that I want to tell you is that I have learned over the 5 years of growing this begonia. This produces both male and female blooms. Every male bloom, there are two females that grows at the back. What? So this tuberous begonia is a womanizer.
So what you want to do is keep the male blooms and save the energy by snipping off all the female that grows behind every male blooms. Let me go ahead and show you how I do it.
Okay, here. Let's see. Uh, okay, this one here. You see that? So you would know when it is a female is that it is a smaller bloom and it has the center. You call that a pistil, and then you count the petal. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the female right there. So you snip that off. And where else? This one right here. You see that? You open that thing and there's not much a petal count. Right there. There you go. That is another female right there. Where else? This one here. See that? This is another female. This has to go.